maybe the run with roll with Judd.
Yeah, that's a chance. Sure, he did suggest that that would be the case, or Stanley is the other option that they have got.
He's in there with Gibbs.
Battle of the midfield, as we so often see in AFL, will be crucial, and we're underway. It's Wood up and down nicely with a knock towards Gibbs, but he can't get it. But first in and winning the first possession, coming off the line quickly, was Menzel. Gets it away, floats it up, inside forward 50. And here's the man Jared Healy spoke about, starting beautifully, running forward, and he'll have the first shot at goal, Chris Judd.
Yeah, and you're right about Jesse Lonergan. He gets the job on him initially. And you hate it if you've got that run with roll, Shuri, that the first kick ends up in the hands of your direct opponent. He's never been the best shot at goal, but he's certainly within kicking range here, Chris Judd.
Yeah, I hope he doesn't smack it too hard, Jared. He's had some soft tissue issues, but let's see if he can finish off.
Right on 50 metres, looks pretty good off the boot. It's perfect, but it's the perfect start for the Blues.
Up and about are the Blues. What a great start for them. Their number one player in the side has got the ball. It came from Menzel, which is great to see him starting in the middle as well. And there's Judd just charging forward and goes back and slots it as if he's been doing it all his life, which he has.
Just like the way Menzel came in and really quickly off the line, didn't he?
Very
really
talented
attacked the
player.
ball, attacked the contest. Didn't take long for the Blues to get the opening goal, so we're back in the middle some 45 seconds later.
I think Jesse Lonergan would have learned a lesson there. Do not let Chris Judd get goal side if you have to be goal side all the time.
And don't assume you're not in the play either. He's always in the play. Secondary bounce coming.
Stephen May has got the job on Waite, and Thompson, Rory Thompson on Casbolt.
And Broughton on Menzel. As you said, he came off the line and got that first kick away.
No surprise that Carazzo's gone to press here. Couldn't quite get the ball there. Little handball along the ground came from Swallow. Now the Blues on the way out. Murphy trying to measure the pass towards the line. Little nudge there, and McKenzie will take the free kick against White.
Yeah, sloppy stuff from White. He could have brought that ball to ground without knocking him over.
Looking for a big switch. It's closed down pretty well by the Blues there.
Yeah, this has worked out well because it's put him onto his correct side for his foot.
And gets distance, as we know he can, to Day. Should have taken that. Was under no real pressure. It was almost implied pressure from Day. Murphy's handball back. Tui, little fumble from Gibbs, but he's got time.
They're the marks that he just has to take if he's going to become a top liner. Day, no Dixon today, so they're going to need a huge game out of both him and Lynch.
Wrestle behind play, Riscatelli involved with a couple, but Carlton don't care. Murphy to Judd. Inside 50 goes now. He pulls the kick across the face of goal. Spoil from Broughton, well read by McKenzie. Looks up and just goes short and measures the pass again. Just a little fumble from Swallow, puts the rest of his team under pressure. Gorringe, Broughton.
Here's that corridor running, Matty, if they get out. Do it really well, the Gold Coast.
Oh, big leap for nothing there, Harley Bennell.
Too early.
Bennell's got Doherty. Good challenge for him. He's been in pretty good form. He'd like to get one of his kicks back from last week, but that said, he was a pretty good player for them.
That's ugly. Kick out. Swallow. And that's fortunate for Carlton because the Suns were away. Judd now to Murphy. The bounce doesn't come back up. So both teams experiencing a little bit of bad luck earlier. Well, that's not bad luck. That's a bad decision from the handball. And it should be a free kick. It's not. It's play on. Sexton.
Move it on. The Blues pressure has knocked it out 4 times.
Oh, bounce.
Bounce is good. Bounce is perfect for Waite. He strolls in, takes a second, gets the Shepherd, kicks the goal. The Blues have 2.
Sorry, there was half a dozen mistakes there from the Gold Coast. They had the ball in their control 3 or 4 times after Mark Murphy, who looks like he's got a poke in the eye, hit the ball or tried to bounce the ball in a flat spot. That was the initial turnover. Then there were 2 or 3 chances for them to get rid of the ball, but the hands just kept going to Carlton players. Murphy gets it, fickle bounce. Waite was the recipient. Started well, the Blues, as has Judd.
Some of the big names for the Blues already. Goals to Judd, goals to Waite. We just saw Riscatelli go off, come back on, but while he was off, there's a lot going on between the two teams at the interchange area. So not happy at the moment. We'll keep an eye on how that transpires for the rest of the day. Kick forward by Gorringe, but marked inside his defensive 50 by Yaron. He pushes it wide. Not a good kick. Collar Jasny, just a hand on it. Ellard to Simpson, back to him. Wheels around. Long ball up the line. Coming out Waite. Casbolt there as well. Wants it to stay in. And May wants to take it out.
Yeah, Jared, he spoke about the Riscatelli thing. Looked like he copped a knock to the left hip and a bit of a corky. So not a good day for the 2 minutes of first quarter. He copped a corky.
Only early, Baz, but if we had a meter that could measure energy, I think Carlton would be through the roof and the Gold Coast lacking at the moment.
Gibbs drives that long. Might get a kind bounce here, or there's a free kick. And it's going to be a Gold Coast ball.
See, I thought a bit lucky there. I thought that was just a show of strength then.
Now, I thought that was play on, but
Simon White up against McKenzie. Now, this is a dangerous handball because he's got to play on and brings pressure to the ball, so got out of it well then.
Yeah, because Mira did the hard work and got to him. Great kick too.
found a sliding Martin.
With Gorringe in the middle, but they're electing to go safe down the line. These are the ones Day got to grab, and that's a good effort.
Now Lynch wants it long, one-on-one.
Oh, that's only, gee, I thought that was 50 metre.
I'm with you.
They get it each other's way, but it might fall for Lynch. He gets boot to ball, and he kicks it behind. An opportunity missed for the Suns.
Well, I thought that was a Carlton player running into the protective area from behind, which normally should be, unless the umpire called play on prior to.
It might have been a split second. I think the umpire just called play on before he ran in.
Dead set relaxed that rule, and I'm not sure it's been to the benefit of the game. Do we get it?
McLean in the pocket. Pops it up high. Spoil comes down to the front. May's got the height there. And he gets out of trouble pretty well, the big man. Kolajasny back in the team. Likes to use the footy on that left, but got a bit cute there, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, it would have been much cuter to go straight through the sticks.
Yeah.
He's got 50 in his kit bag. He should have used it.
Yeah, could get the distance. Simpson, that should just
Not a great
sit
kick.
Harbrow. No one forward at all there for Carlton. Now Harbrow will want to play on, as he always does.
Gee.
Mungrel. Still got possession, though, the Suns. Harbrow still going. Again, Carlton have some numbers back, but the disposal is pretty poor from the Suns. Riscatelli gone.
It's not pretty poor. It is disgraceful at the present time. And they need Matty to really start playing some straight footy, tram track stuff.
Great mark by Waite. He was under all sorts of pressure, but more importantly, he was completely off balance, but completed the mark.
Well, this man's playing for his career to continue, and it's play on, but it's no 15.
Judd forced to go very wide. Now Bennell Sweat's on the ball bouncing here. Tried to go off the ground. McLean taps it back. It might just sit for Lynch. Day. Handball's a good one to Bennell. Shaw, no one to kick to though. They got to hold up here, the Suns, and find a target to Waite.
Well, both their tools are charging forward, but it's 2 against 6. They really got their defence loaded in the back 50 here, the Blues.
They've done it again, the Suns. They're just kicking in indiscriminately into players that really aren't even near them. Blues on the way out. Murphy, short, strong hands White, and he wants to get going. And he does. He gets rid of McKenzie. He keeps it low again. Waite the target. This time he may have a shot. Almost in identical position from his last good mark. He elected to go to Judd last time, and he's going back this time.
Well, he's turning Stephen May inside out at the moment. Twice he's got goal side of him, but I think the turnovers is the thing that's not helping Stephen May. Going inside 50.
It's coming back pretty quick.
Oh, is it what? Just fall to the centre. Gold Coast to turn it over 3 or 4 times.
Waite for his second. Carlton's third. On 50. Across the face. Numbers for the Suns, but they don't kill it. But it goes over the line, so Carlton can reset.
Well, even that attempt at the ball there from Gorringe, there was nothing strong about it. It was a one arm up. It could have been punched 30 metres away from the goal or punched over the line. You'd reckon the Blues are the ones playing for finals footy right now, Shuri?
Yep.
Now Menzel took that out of the ruck and he was tackled immediately.
It's only early, but they've got to settle. They haven't got a lot of experienced players out there, which is one of their great challenges, but they have to get the intensity up in their game. Because too much of this is happening. They are just falling for the trap. The Blues are setting numbers back, and they keep on kicking it to the wrong colour jumper.
Here's Sheehan. in his first game. Nice hit to the top of the square. Disciplined kick. Spoil comes down low. Suns have the numbers at the fall of the ball. Lynch gets some run from Prestia. O'Meara kept going, but there's an untidy handball again through the corridor. Look at Big Lynch still go. He kept going, and now he's got a runner. Lonigan, no one ahead of him. Will he give it over the top? He draws the man. No, he doesn't. He hit it straight at him. Can you believe it? And the Blues fans are wrapped.
Just too cute. Tried to get too close. He didn't. He could have released it 3 steps earlier. But it unfortunately takes away the great work from Tommy Lynch. He's one of my favourite players for the Gold Coast. He's a genuine, hard-running, hard-working AFL footballer who is an absolute gun.
Some news at the bench, Barry, for Carlton already.
Yeah, there's a bit going on there. It happened pretty quick. There's been a sub made already. Nick Graham is coming to the game. We're trying to find out who the sub is. We think it's Chris Yarran, so that's a big blow for Carlton.
Okay, a blow for Carlton. We'll get more information on it in a moment. Here's our sub on early in the first quarter. Graham's kick up forward. Thompson under pressure. Bell, big-bodied Bell, barrels through and belts it through.
Well, that was just a little snapshot of what we're seeing. Bell wanted the ball more. He was going harder at the footy. The ball comes in. It's a one-on-one situation by 2. Then it's 3-on-3. And Rory Thompson thought he had control of the ball, but Bell just charged through. He wanted it more.
I tell you what, though, weight has become a real problem. There's another time he's got behind Rory Thompson. That's the 3rd time he's nearly taken a mark behind the defender.
Bell, nice goal, deserves a spell on the bench, so he just takes his time to get his breath back. And certainly the Carlton fans very happy with what they're seeing at the moment. 18 points to 1. They've got the Suns rattled physically and mentally. Judd, Broughton with him. Judd clever. Just tapped it forward, but he didn't have a lot of help. Harbrow.
We've got no one to kick to. They're trying to invent in the midfield again. This is dangerous here.
Asking a fair bit of Jack Martin. Down he goes. Tui kept his feet. Martin got him on the way out, though. Lynch again. Hall had to mark it and did.
Well, it was a great tackle from behind. And again, Lynch is the bloke who's playing just sensible, straight footy. They are 1 tall down, sure.
Yeah.
They need to have one of their 2 talls present up the ground a little bit. You don't want Jack Martin going for overhead marks.
This is Aaron Hall.
Needs to kick this. Sometimes, just when you think he's going to do the right thing, he doesn't.
He's done it
but
then.
he's done it, and he's done it right for his team. First goal for the Suns this afternoon.
Well, he's an interesting player, Aaron Hall. He's not super quick, but he's smart. He turns players around. It looked like he started deep. And I'm a bit with you there. I think Tommy Lynch is just the only player who's kicked the ball forward and said, well, let's get Carlton to turn the ball around. This is a great tackle by Jack Martin here, just to cause that turnover. I don't think the umpire played a drop in the ball either, just called play on. But there's a Lynch kick forward. And that's a pretty good mark because he's not great over his head.
Mark, really good.
And it's up high.
So Hall, the goal kicker, he's off on a chat with the physio, but it started with Martin's tackle, and the Suns get it back to an 11-point game.
So Gorringe off the ground, Day goes into the ruck, so they're a reasonably small forward line now, the Gold Coast.
That time Ellard gave it up straight to Swallow. Martin's one of the ones that have gone forward. Ball over the back, Riscatelli gets to it. Didn't really take possession.
Oh, that's a dangerous kick out.
Off the ground. Now Bennell. Things happen when he gets hold of it. Lemons, short. Swallow. Kolajasny. Up high. Lynch, one-on-one. O'Meara was there. So too Prestia. Here's Martin. O'Meara off the outside of the boot. It's still in play. 2-on-1 for the Suns. The one doing pretty well in Ellard. Harbrow. Zip. Zap. Back in board. Back to his teammate. Out of bounds.
The Gold Coast have had one extra inside 50. It's just that they've destroyed the ball inside 50. They're getting enough in general play.
Here's Swallow to do something about it, but in the way is Simpson. Not a good kick from Swallow, and Simpson looks to his right. Not a lot on just yet. Now he waits for a runner to break, and it's his captain in Murphy.
Well, he wasn't under as much pressure as I think he thought there. Swallow, he didn't need to hook it around this.
Had a bit of time. They've got some space to work with over the top, Jared, haven't they, Carlton? That's a bad kick again, another turnover.
It might just actually sit for Graham. It was a bad kick, because somehow Curno's just standing on his own. So they may make something out of nothing here, the Blues. Waite turned him inside out again. He's all over mate at the moment.
Yeah. They have got a lot of space. We saw from behind the camera then as they kept the ball alive from Graham. Look up the field, and it's one-on-one, but a lot of space to work into. I don't think he can change this matchup. He's just got to force him out of the corridor a little bit more.
Well, we're seeing one side really charge back, flood numbers back behind the ball, and doing it a lot better than the Gold Coast at the moment.
This for a second. He's just... That's not even going to score, so just let himself down a little bit on his kicking. He's had 3 shots at goal, and he also passed one off to Judd, which was deemed not 15 metres.
Well, all those players, boys, are nearly in 1/4 of the ground. There's a couple to the right of the goals there.
Yeah, there's not a lot up, but that lock it in. In fact, 0.
That went 8 metres, that kick.
Yeah. And May, and this is the defensive kick that goes to the boundary, and inevitably you get a great mark by Lynch, or it goes out.
He's a good player.
He's very good.
He's just keeping the Gold Coast in it at the moment.
That's great running too from Shaw. Oh, well done, Cam Wood.
Oh, beautifully done by the big man. He kept his eye on it, took it cleanly. A hot handball to McLean. He's barreled by Hall. Ellard gets through some traffic, did well to get it to McLean, kicking hope really, one-on-one situation here. Little nudge pushing the hands there from Rory Thompson, lucky to get away with that. I could have sworn I saw him hands in the back.
Yep, your eyes are pretty good at the moment.
Kick wider to Prestia. Stanley, well done by Jamison to Menzel. Inboard Carazzo. Short to Murphy. Now he goes long. Wait again. Well, he's almost going to take that till Casbolt get there. Lynch is back helping out, which means he's only got one to kick to, and that's Day, who's wider. McKenzie ignores it.
Oh, look at this for a kick, boys. Oh,
It sort of pushed it out wide, but well done by Simpson. And that's a clever handball back to Murphy. Again, Carlton's defence repelling the attack. Some loose men on the way back.
That's they're working hard to support each other. Tickling defence at the moment, the Blues.
Nick Graham, the sub. High to the square again. Over the top, coming through there was White, but May's under pressure, as you can see. They're going to have to be quick here on the way out by hand. Swallow. Riscatelli. Broughton, I should say. And Swallow sees Gorringe, and he's got a bit of height, and he takes it in the middle. Prestia breaks for him. Hall goes past. Prestia gets away from Carazzo. Just for now.
This is where they've butchered it a number of times.
Bennell with a long lead.
This is much better.
Day lopes back, but he's a long way from the ball. So they've got to go one more short, and that is...
Now, Riscatelli's running to the goal square, boys. If O'Meara can just get one over the top, although he's getting a bit of help. Chris Judd was caught off the bench then.
It's a mongrel kick.
There's another one.
From a player that doesn't usually turn it over. Judd just missing his target in Graham.
Oh.
So that's a bit untidy as well. Broughton takes him on, and he's caught beautifully by Graham. The boundary line saved him from holding the ball.
Yeah, I think the umpire could have been a bit more pointed on that.
Have a look at Jared Waite here, Jared. Have a look at Waite. Again, this is the most dangerous forward on the ground. Graham comes forward. Now, Waite leads. He should have hit him up there. He was 15 metres or 10 metres clear. He's the most dangerous forward on the ground at the moment.
O'Meara, that's a lot better from him. That's coming back. It might bounce. Well trapped by Jamison. Lovely shepherd by Rowe to give him some time. But again, it's not a good kick on the way out. All the players at this end of the ground now. McKenzie stepping, wants to get free on the left. Can unload with the cannon from 65. And the cannon's off target, as is everything at the moment.
I think the cannon got carried away with himself. Then he had the blinkers on.
I think Bell needs to do his research. He didn't know he's a left footer.
Oh, yeah, the tackle when he got to break that.
Just over 5 minutes remaining. Mick Malthouse down to the bench at ground level. Hard to get the footy here. And there'll be a ball up eventually.
Down pretty early in the piece, Mick.
Yeah.
5 minutes to go.
I don't know whether the security guard had to be on the boundary side of him. Who's going to get mugged by a Gold Coast player?
So he goes to the bench. A little chat.
Rob Wiley. Yeah.
Front of screen.
Gee, a bit of experience in those two.
Well, they lead by 11. Just the last 5 minutes has seen the Suns look a little bit better, but both teams really giving the ball back fairly quickly. There's a push in the back, and it'll be a free kick to Etihad. Murphy off.
Oh, this man's just dominating, boys. That's his 10th possession.
Yeah, they're just sort of letting him go.
Yeah, got to shut down on him. O'Meara looks like he's got the match up.
White looking for Waite. Waite turns May inside out again. May got back, did well. Ball down low. Prestia just slipped as he was going to handball it. Now some pressure. Didn't have a lot of prior opportunity there. We've got a ball up 25 metres out from the Blues goal.
That's the work rate you want out of the Gold Coast midfield, though. Don Prestia charged back, and if he wasn't there, it was going to be a goal as we have a look from the nosebleed spots.
Not a lot of room there for Martin to get past Carazzo.
I don't know about that matchup, Jaeger O'Meara on Murphy. He's a bit of a ball watcher, Jaeger O'Meara. He accumulates, but defensively, he'd be too smart laterally, I think, Murphy for him.
Well, it's 10-5 disposal count.
Yeah.
He'd be happy with that all day. That's a good knock from Wood because it put it into a dangerous path. Sexton, be careful there.
Trouble,
yeah, didn't really look as though he was going to get rid of it. Gets the benefit of the doubt.
Well, it's a good education for Jaeger O'Meara. Jared talked about it before the game. Some of those youngsters get running with some of the best midfielders in the comp.
Yeah.
May. Stolen by Curnow. There's O'Meara. He can't get free. Judd wants it. Trying to get it over to Curnow.
Geez, good contest.
Another bounce.
Straight for the footy, no holding. Straight for the footy. Thumbs up, guys. Play on.
White pushes it out wide, hoping for a runner. And it beats Stanley on the bounce. Here's Murphy. One way, then the other. Support from McLean. Again, a disciplined kick to the top of the square. Wood came in. Almost grabbed it. Sexton through some traffic, not really in possession. Martin, shoulders, arms, pressure for Lemons, throws it on the boot, back towards Rose, strong hands. And through the middle, he's got a runner. Simpson, Thomas, straightens up, inside 50, goes to goal and kicks it. Fourth goal for the Blues.
Good rebound goal there by the Blues. Simpson, pretty smart. He just got it over to Thomas, who got the distance. There was a half a chase from Sam Day. Sure, I'd like your thoughts on whether or not it should have been even more.
I'm not too certain on that, Jared, but this man here, when he runs through, he's lost a bit of kicking distance with those injuries he's had, but he looks like he's getting a bit back. Well, he needs a pre-season. That's what he needs. Now, have a look at the stoppage here, boys. You can see Mark Murphy right behind the stop. There's Jaeger O'Meara. He's not goal side. See, he gets a block on him, and it's only one way. He's got no peripheral vision about how to defend a player running through the contest, and Murphy was the man who got on the end of that ball. So they've got it. Gee, there's some bad matchups for the Gold Coast at the moment.
Here's McLean. Got to get it away. It's off the outside of the boot, and it falls for Danny Stanley.
Gee, that was slow. McLean.
Stanley to Shaw, going backwards. The next one's important. He hits his target in Lemons. Blues by 17, 3 minutes remaining first quarter. Daisy Thomas with his 12th goal of the season. And this is a switch when you don't have a switch. You just make it up. That's... He's gone back 50 metres.
Puts a bit of pressure on, doesn't it?
Yeah. And there you go.
Yeah.
It's just a bad decision.
Well, Lemons, you've got to make sure. The one thing when you switch like that, Jared, you want to play on the nut that's going to go to the fat side or just drive it down.
Bail out towards the boundary.
Exactly. Young player.
Chance for Carlton again here, off the back of that. But it's taken by Gorringe off the outside of his boot. Martin came in, tried to hit it towards the boundary. Swallow takes it, and realising the situation, walks it over.
I'm just interested in the work rate, Shuri. We know the level of ability that the Gold Coast have got, but I don't think they're working anywhere near as hard as the Blues. And if they can address it, I think they can get back in and snatch the points. But at the moment, there's no signs of it. Blues are playing much more free-flowing footy.
Smarter as well, isn't it? Here's Sheehan. Big leg again. May just got rid of him a little bit better there. Picked up by Graham. That's not bad. That's across the face. It'll need to be spoiled over. It is, but it's not a bad kick. So we've seen Nick Graham come on, as we mentioned, just in his 8th game. We've seen Kieran Sheehan, and both got good legs.
I think the defensive side of the game, we know the Gold Coast can play the offensive part. It's been 18 tackles to 8 Carlton's way, so they're not putting enough pressure on around the ball and getting numbers back.
May to Martin.
Hold there. Thank you.
As we've what's been discussed at length right throughout his short career, the raps on him are extraordinary. Day again, Jared. He made good position, but ball bounced off the hands. Tui, quick hands and a high tackle. So advantage taken and taken quickly by Doherty. Into the pocket he goes. Was it completed in? Yes, it is. It's completed in the field of play.
Well, I think they've got to make a change here now.
I don't think it was either, Jared.
I think we've got to make a change here. Steve May, boys, he's a very good defender, but this man's just running him inside out and just going laterally on him. You've got to go to, I think, your next best.
He's off, and he wants the check side. It's coming back, and then, as we know, with those kicks, if they don't come back enough, they start going back the other way.
I'd throw Rory Thompson onto him now, Jared, because Rory's got a real defensive where Mays are really wants to get offensive a lot.
I
think the biggest issue they've got to address, sorry, Baz, you've got to sort out the midfield because they're not working anywhere near hard enough comparatively.
I've been watching that match up pretty closely, boys, and May's just not putting any body work on a lead-up play. We know where Waite wants to lead. He wants to lead forward. He's not putting any body work into him early.
Great smother.
Jamison probably just didn't see O'Meara there. Gibbs did and just stepped around him. Tui around the corner looking for Graham. And that's out of bounds, so we're inside the last 40 seconds. Can the Blues get one more, finish off what would be a very good first quarter? They're up by 3 goals. Casbolt. Well, Carazzo was in the right spot. Judd, wide handball. Harbrow has Prestia going past. He can't control it.
Well, that's the sort of tackling that'll get them back in. David Swallow, he just nailed Chris Judd there, prevented him from bursting through.
Over the back from the throw-in. Everybody goes at it. No one went down. Now it comes out. Curnow, strong body. Graham beat Bennell to it. Carlton are just sweating on this to come out, and it does. Judd, Menzel, traps it. Gibbs can get home from here. To the line. Oh, juggled by Waite, who's having just a marvellous first quarter.
Well, they're looking for the siren here, the Gold Coast.
Oh, they what?
Almost by Waite. He's been the most dominant player, or the most dangerous player on the ground. Murphy's been dominant with 11 disposals. But a very good first quarter by Carlton. From the first minute, they were on song. Mick Malthouse was down early to keep the pressure on his players. But at quarter time here at Etihad Stadium, Carlton 4-2, Gold Coast 1-1. That lead is 19 points.
Across that half back, but I don't think they're getting value for the potency of that left leg. They're not running hard enough, they're not spreading hard enough, and there's a lot of improvement to be done if they're going to be competitive by half-time. 19
points is the lead for the Blues here at Etihad on a Saturday afternoon. Second quarter underway. Wood up first, as he was in the first quarter, and winning the first knock, and he got boot to ball. Punch forward by Carazzo, or back, I should say. He's back on it. There's a holding free kick. It's going to be a blue ball. Advantage taken, and away they go. Murphy out wide into the pocket. Here he is again. Quarter 2 started the same as quarter 1 finished. The target, the man, is Jared Waite.
Yeah, and the man who got it from go to way was Mark Murphy. That was a brilliant kick. He's 9th of the day and his 12th possession.
And Swallow's gone to him now. I think O'Meara and Swallow having their time, but gee, he is a smart player, Mark Murphy. You cannot allow him to run forward of a goal or a defensive player like that.
5 marks already for Jared Waite. This is a tight angle, though. We're on the reverse.
Straight through.
Never in doubt. You got to kick him from out there, and he can.
Isn't it amazing when players' contracts come up, Jared, and they get back from injury, they find some form. This bloke, like we said, playing for his career. Now let's try and see. There's Mark Murphy at the back of the pack, and he's run out wide, and Swallows just watched the contest.
Yeah.
Number 24 there. And they've got 4 or 5 players who are just back at the contest, Gold Coast, and half running, Jared. You're pretty dirty on their work ethic at the moment.
Not seeing enough defensive running at the moment, Shuri.
2 goals for Jared Waite. Could easily have been 4. He's been that dominant. And they've got their issues, the Suns. Margin out to 25. And nothing seems to have changed early in the second quarter from the first.
It's amazing what 2 goals will do, though. If the Gold Coast get the next couple, game on. If the Blues get the next couple, it's going to be ugly.
Jared, Carlton have done this. Casbolt's playing at centre-half forward now, and he's taken Rory Thompson, who is a definite full back.
Yep.
He's got to play the deepest between him and May.
Ball to be won here. It's in dispute. Judd involved.
Hook that out.
Yeah.
There's Rory Thompson on Casbolt, just at the outside of that pack there, boys.
Here's Waite again through his legs. A little quick kick out of the pack from nowhere. Chance for the Blues. Waite got it from White. Gave it over to McLean. It's an ugly kick. It'll roll through from behind.
It was the only thing ugly about that passage of play. It was good distribution by the Blues. And they are toying with them at the present time. Can they turn it around in a hurry? And this is the sort of stuff that indicates that this group of players aren't switched on today. And how you can explain that with finals on the line is going to be one of the great challenges for them to work out over the next 3 quarters.
Let's have a look.
Oh, boy. You cannot get anywhere near the line, but sometimes I think the other's got bigger things to look at.
Chance for the Blues, though, when the ball hits the deck here. And we've got a ball up. Just amazes me why you even need to touch the line.
Yeah.
Even go near it. You've got a whole big square there. It doesn't make any difference. You blokes wouldn't have done a lot of kicking out in your careers, but I kicked out quite regularly.
Yeah.
And I never even got close to the line.
I only did it once, and Lee Matthews sacked me straight away.
Well, it's because you kicked it to the man on the mark.
Oh,
And it was a talk.
that's nasty.
McKenzie. That's a better kick. And Thompson wants to take on Casbolt. And he runs it up long and kicks it towards Day. Spoil comes from Jamison. Martin lost it in the tackle. O'Meara broke free. Well, to get it to Day, who hits it towards Lynch. And he got a bad bounce. Rowe, happy to see it over.
That was as deliberate as you'd like, but he's got away with it. Now, who's going to stand up here, Shuri? Which one of these young blokes is going to lead the way? We've given Lynch a big rap. O'Meara's starting to show some signs. They need Swallow to lift.
Oh, I think they need a combined effort here, Jared. Just to stem the tide, but just get their hands on the ball.
Chance here for Lonergan. He got through some traffic to Bennell. Palms off. They're being a bit cute again. Gorringe, now Harbrow. Off his left boot. That's not a bad shot. Maybe that's something from nothing from Jared Zip-Zap Harbrow.
Oh, Zip-Zap. I haven't seen him slop one from out there for a long time, Matthew, but I like your work. And once again, it was a couple of handballs that didn't look great. It's almost like they're doing a training drill, but they found the outside man. And that's what essentially all the handballs are for, is just trying to find someone who is free to get the ball to your advantage down the track. Nice initial one. Bennell finds a way out, and then the release handball and a good conversion.
So we've seen 2 excellent goals in this second quarter so far. One from Waite on the boundary and one from Harbrow on a tight angle. Margin back to 21. Gorringe winning the knock. Swallow came through. 2-on-1 situation there for the Suns. They win out through Swallow again. Standing start from his kick. O'Meara almost had a piece of it.
It's interesting that the Blues are starting with 5 forwards, and it's man-on-man there. And the reverse at the other end, it's 7-on-7.
Cameron Wood with a big long bomb towards the square. Dangerous here. Well done by White. Slapped it towards Waite, and he couldn't get there in time. Good presence of mind by Simon White to keep it alive. We've got a chat here from the umpires.
He thought it was a goal because I think he thought it was a kick.
Is it a goal?
In fact, it was a
We just want to check
tap.
whether the ball was touched. Thank you.
I think all the players are setting up for the behind, Jared. That tells the story.
Yeah, well, I think we thought it was a slap shot. Let's have another look.
Yep.
Yeah. Just the other thing we're talking about, goal umpires, Matty, Jared and I found out before that, Courtney Lay, who was the goal umpire who had the knee reco in round 1, 2013, is up the other end. His first game since he did his knee. Back today.
16 months.
16 months, so well done to him. It's a good effort. Don't get a lot of credit the old goal umpires, but he's worked his way back from that bad injury.
So everything's been sorted out. The behind scored, and the kick comes into O'Meara. Wants Bennell. And the kick was sort of set up for Bell.
Well, he worked hard for it, Bennell. If he can continue to keep that work rate flowing, the game will turn for him.
From the throw-in. There's Bennell. Half a handball, got it to Sexton. Big Gorringe.
Oh.
That's not what you do to a ruckman. Handball at his feet.
He did well to follow up.
He did well to get in the right spot, but now Carlton will get the turnover because of the poor handball.
Yeah, really
Here's Judd. May, wait, but the second effort was good. May using his body, forgot the footy. Just didn't want the footy. Ellard beautifully picked up, but he's barreled over the line as well.
It was good work, though, by May. He took the front spot. He's basically taken the game on, so to speak, rather than just sitting there waiting back. Oh. And there's the smack to the chops.
Accidental. I don't think it helps Sean Lemons, though. Accidental or not, it hurts.
Casbolt makes front position.
Matt Shaw on Judd. Be wary.
Here's Judd. Shaw just stopped and watched him go. Now Jared Waite for his third. Yes, indeed. 3 for Waite.
Great call, Jared. Great call.
Well, Matt Shaw's not a stoppage player. Chris Judd's one of the greatest stoppage players of all time. And he actually took the front spot. Now look at Matt Shaw, number 26. He is observing. And Chris Judd set that up. That was horrendous. There he is on the back. He's ball watching. Chris Judd's ball getting. And then hooks it out the back. Great conversion. Great play, Blues.
He's continuing his brilliant afternoon, Wade, but that was classic Judd.
Yeah, look, you've got to go to the coaching staff here, boys, because if you think it, I think Matty Shaw's a good player, but I agree with Jared. He's not a contested ball player. You need to get someone who knows that role to do it better. And the other thing, how did Jared Waite be at the back of the pack as the most dangerous forward in this game so far? Again, I'll say it, they need to make a change on that matchup.
Well, he could have 4 or 5 before half-time, Tony. Waits. Martin fell into the hole, and he's got a shot at goal.
There's a contested ball that they've made their brand name around, and it's a good win by O'Meara. Gets the ball forward, and Martin read it best. So they've been sloppy in some areas, Shorey, but their strengths remain. But they've got to obviously get more of their strengths to come to the fore.
So he's only playing in his 8th game, Jack Martin. This for goal number 6 for him for the season. Just 3 or 4 light steps and guides it through. Suns get their second for the quarter.
Well, seen a lot of young players with the Gold Coast come through, but this man, everybody's touting him as a star. There is no doubt he'll be a star because he finds space. That is just speed coming off the line, and he left his opponent standing off about a 3-step running. But he knows where to go. He's a beautiful finisher, and he'll become a midfielder. He'll play the majority there and be a good goal-kicking midfielder.
Yeah, his partnership with O'Meara should be a long one. Goal for Martin, and a much-needed one. A quick answer to the Jared Waite goal for Bluey and his team. But the margin still is at 22. It was 19 at the break.
Nice work from Casbolt.
Easy knock for Casbolt. Murphy's on the bottom. He flipped it out. So did Carazzo. Bell tried to scoop it and keep going. It's nice work by Lemons, but overcooked the handball. Menzel.
Oh, too long.
Yep.
And they got one out the back, and they found it.
And he spotted Graham, who can play on if he wants. He does. He wants to give it off. A little bit trying to invent it there, but they've still got numbers, the Blues.
That's better defensive work. They need some extra numbers running back, though.
Shaw can run. Now Lynch may be an option, but again, how many times have we seen that from the Gold Coast? Just not seeing a player coming. And here's Sheehan. Game number 1, 55 metres out. His first shot at goal to the square. Well, it's a mark in the end. It's going to be Gibbs.
And well done to young Kieran Sheehan, who got on the end. It's the first bounce he's ever taken in AFL footy. I reckon it's going to get better from here on, Shuri. Wasn't probably perfectly executed, but he got the ball forward and Gibbs has bobbed up with it.
Well, we hit the button at the same time, Jared, because that's as awkward a drop that I've ever seen someone bounce the ball.
Gibbs to complete the work, kicks the goal, and it's goal for goal here at Etihad.
It's great to see a young bloke who's taken a challenge, crossing codes, crossing from one hemisphere to the other, and coming down and executing one of the more difficult skills.
There it is.
It wasn't
Perfect.
too bad, Shuri. What are you talking about?
It's
But a great kick, well, in the end, the ball's bobbled into Gibbs' arms and he's claimed it.
Let's have a good look. Does anyone else get a piece of this?
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone.
Oh, no, I'll give him that. Gibbs kicks the goal. Carlton get their 7th.
I think there's about 5 different pieces in that marking contest, Matty. I think you're giving him a good run in there. But I'll tell you what, that was quite funny. He's normally got to bounce it on the end of the ball, Jared, to come back to you. That's
Nice work there in the midfield.
Another centre clearance from O'Meara, but the kick is just going to fall to the right. And it's going to be one for Rowe. Lynch had a good first quarter for the Suns. Can't seem to get into the game in this second. That's a marvellous kick from Rowe.
And a free kick.
Yeah, well, it wasn't going to mark it. It was always going to be a free because the kick was so good. Simpson, as usual, plenty of the ball. And there'll be a mark or chop in the arm, so they maintain possession through Menzel.
So pretty much going man on man here at the present time.
Yeah.
The Gold Coast.
Well, you know, the modern game, Jared, it's about team defence. They're not just rolling off their opponents who aren't involved in the contest to help out.
Yeah, they're not pushing back unless the ball is in their vicinity.
Well, Swallow came in that time to help out May. And everybody stopped and looked. O'Meara wanted it. Bennell, Prestia. Some of their big names combined. McKenzie, the spoil on Menzel, kept it in and managed to get about 50 metres up on the dribble, but Doherty will get there for the Blues. And he's forced to go back. Thomas. He wants the next one in line. Now he changes his mind and goes back the way it came.
Oh, good running again here by Thomas. Gee, that was lazy play by Riscatelli. Chasing up behind. He allowed him to run past him.
And he managed to get it to the wing off a bounce.
Good punch.
And that's a nice spoil from May. He'll never give up, May.
He's lifted, I reckon, May. I'm not sure if he got it caught. He was exposed a lot in the first quarter, and most of it wasn't his problem because the ball was coming in so freely, but he has lifted big time in this second term.
Just saw Nick Graham go to the bench there for the Blues. In fact, he's going up the room, so he is the sub. He's already out there, so some concern there for Carlton with the bench.
When they turn over possession, Carlton, from defence to attack, they are spreading so much better than the Gold Coast at the moment.
McLean has a runner, and Simpson found him without having to break stride. His kick is perfect to Gibbs. That's how you use the footy. And Gibbs, who kicked the last goal, can take a shot to make it 2 in a row for him and put the Blues out to a 34-point lead.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, you're going to see a lot of this coming to the end of his career. I think he could play as a genuine forward, Gibbs. He knows how to find space. That was just beautiful ball movement. Well done to Simpson, who ran on also in the second effort. Normally a beautiful kick.
He is at that, Tony. He is a very good kick. It's a tight angle. We saw Waite do it from the other side, and
That's
that
a slider.
It slides across the face, hits the post. So that's a win for Carlton. At least when it's that side. If it was a behind, the Suns can come either way. And now they know where it's going to go. It's going to go long to the boundary.
He got one out the back.
Almost Jamison. And ball up. Strongest man there was Bell. Just for a second there, the hair was flowing. It was a bit curly. I thought, Coda's back.
Let's see if he can pick the ball up with one
One
up.
hand, yeah. Look at that work by Judd. It was a nice knock by Wood. Now, just as impressive was the steal by Bennell. Floats it up high. Simpson, Lemons ran into him. Lynch the crumb, bounces off his own man. Bennell from 55, no one in the goal square. It's a poor kick.
No, it was a shocking kick. He had Jack Martin on the side. He was trying to kick at 60 and he needed a pinpoint at 30.
Straight up they go, the Blues to White.
Gee, look at some of the chasing efforts from the young forwards. It's not good enough from Gold Coast.
Lynch and Murphy.
On his back.
Murphy wins the free kick in the back. Possession number 14 coming up for the skipper. Again, they look for the switch to Sheehan.
This is what I'm talking about. This lack of coordination, as in who to swap over with to help you out defensively, being non-existent for Gold Coast today.
Just kicks to the one-on-one between Day and Wood. Spoiled down now. And it's run over the line.
Let's have a look at, we're talking about this defensive thing now. Daisy Thomas gets the ball. He kicks it out to his pocket. Look at Riscatelli there, Jared.
Yep.
That just shows you have not got the mindset of a senior player defensively to do your job. That's embarrassing for Michael Riscatelli on that occasion. Well done to Daisy Thomas, but that's the way they're thinking at the moment, the Gold Coast.
That's great work by Amira to extract that, but equally good was the tackle from Menzel holding the ball. Away go the advantage. Curnow kicks it up high. McLean trying to use his body. Kolajasny, the younger player, pushes it to the boundary, and he gets what he wanted. It's tackled by Menzel on Hall.
Well, there's not much you can do there. Let's throw a boot at it, but it was a terrific tackle. And Chris Judd took the advantage, and the Blues now within striking distance.
Wood working hard to get it as it hit the deck. So too Curnow. Bennell couldn't take clean possession. It's just dug out and fished out by Carazzo. Tui could have got one high.
Could have got three high.
Yeah.
Thanks, Alex. Thank you. Straight back. Just hold.
It was well done by Alex Sexton there to get away with that.
Curnow away from the stoppage. Probably didn't need to go backwards there. Swallow almost kicked Ellard's head off. High ball up, 2-on-1 here. Simpson will take it. To Thomas. Next in the queue, Doherty. Away go the Blues on a perfect switch. Now he decides to straighten up. Kicks it inside 50. Kolajasny's got to go.
No, he can play, this kid.
That was brilliant interception. Took a lot of courage, and he kept his eye on the ball and brought it down.
Haven't seen a lot of the intercept, have we?
No.
Bennell can be so dangerous when he starts to get hold of it, but his kicking has been poor at the moment. Lynch. Oh, he just took the percentage option.
Just had a bit of a stagger as he went over to make out to the ump that it was in play.
Just still watching the Carlton bench. They're still at 2 at the minute. From the knock, Martin.
Too high.
He worked for that free kick. Just dipped the shoulder a tad, didn't he?
When he gets some body weight behind him, he's got. He did that beautifully then.
Well, Matt Shaw hasn't got anybody on him, and yet he's not finding the ball.
Now, Stanley has it. Lynch wants it in the pocket, and he just sets it up, but it's 2-on-1 again. 2 wins. Thomas, Simpson getting plenty of it as usual. As I mentioned, now he's up to 15 disposals. Doherty wider. Oh, nice work, Casbolt. And just kicked it into Rory Thompson, but it might fall for Menzel. Kicks it World Cup style out in front of Murphy, but too far.
I'll add a little bit more detail to that. Matt Shaw is playing on Mark Murphy, the Carlton captain. And he ran with him for 100 metres there. Now he's swapped over players. But if you're going to run with him, you've got to go all the way. Get them, not just tracking by 5 metres.
Judd runs past Martin and Prestia. And let's remember that Juddy is in his 30s. And he made them look slow.
As you've just seen on screen, boys, Brandon Matera's been subbed into the game. He's just entered the field now, so I'll find out very quickly who's got the red vest.
It looks like Tony. So Riscatelli, who was sore in the first couple of minutes, as you mentioned, Barry, got a corky in the first couple of minutes. So whether or not he couldn't chase before Tony, but Riscatelli's he's out.
I'll give him that. You've got to say it how you see it, and if he is injured, well, I'll give him that one, Matty.
Chance here for Troy Menzel, though. Takes it cleanly with one hand. Had it a long time. Had it a very long time. Daisy Thomas scoots it in. Harbrow couldn't take it. Here's Judd. He can take it. He can straighten up and go.
I'm not sure what Chris Judd is doing at half-time. But if I was their new president or their new CEO, I'd be going in with a contract and saying, sign this now, whatever terms you like. Because if he retired next year, Shorey, I think he's robbing us all of some great excitement. Have a look at this bloke, swoop onto the ball, charge onto his right foot. Wasn't the best conversion, but it got the job done. Sheesh.
Just been great to watch so far this afternoon. The great man, 14 disposals, 2 goals. Riscatelli subbed out, and the good news for Carlton is that Nick Graham is back out there from the room, so some running repairs for him. Carlton have got this game in control on the scoreboard now. It's out to 34 points. And you'd think the Suns want to do something before half-time. Here's Bennell. Searching handball to Matera. So both subs on before half-time, both 32s. Kick out wider.
Shocking.
Can't kick there. They're kicking targets.
Well, I think Stanley had the run in board. He had plenty of time to kick out. All he had to do was straighten up and kick the ball to 25, where he's got a 3-on-3.
Even Matera, Shorey, on that left foot. He didn't have to
handball.
Just attack. No point going sideways now, Gold Coast.
Ricochet ball. O'Meara trying to dish it off, but it was just held to him. It's good play there.
He's doing well. He's trying to lift him as in a contested ball, Jager O'Meara, but just hasn't got enough support there.
Nice work by Curnow getting up out of all of that.
130 touches to 177. It's a big disparity for a half a footy.
Here's Judd again. To Murphy. And he got the call out wider from Ellard, who uses Gibbs. They're bringing their teammates into the game as they share. Now Gibbs down the line, wait the target. May arrives.
Well done. I don't think the supply's been as good as it was early in the first quarter. Jared Waite.
He's played a fair bit more up the ground and run back with a flight of the ball, as we saw there, but it was silver service early in the piece.
Let him run, guys. Keep elbows down.
Good work again in the ruck by Casbolt. May's kick is smothered. It's thrown out beautifully over to Curnow, who spots the goals and just hooks it.
Good on, thanks, Troy. Thanks, mate. Run in, guys. Just blue got in.
8-6, 3-1. Margin 35.
Playing a man-on-man from the kickouts, Matty. Don't see that a hell of a lot because it's so easy normally to huddle in the middle and get some space.
Almost turned it over.
This
They've
has
done
worked
well
well,
here.
Broughton.
Broughton's run hard. Prescott spotted him. He can keep going. Now O'Meara comes to help out. Is he going to draw him? He's got players out wide. Now he uses Matera. Can go further wide or drill it straight up the middle. But that's better from the Suns. And Gorringe needs to kick this to reward the effort and reward the run.
Well, that's what happens when you play man-on-man, that if someone overplays and thinks he's got to help out a teammate, it creates the space that Broughton went into there. Normally you'll huddle in the middle and run out wide if someone blocks for you, but they found the space in the middle of the ground.
Gorringe hasn't kicked a goal this season. Of course, he hasn't played a lot of footy, but that's not going to be his first. That's a behind. Just his second game in the Suns. His first one last week against the Saints.
Had a lot of injuries over his career at the Suns. A lot of soft tissue.
Let him break.
Carlton all down the middle here, Tony.
Yeah, well, they go the big...
Now they break. Both sides. And it's a beautiful kick. It's a great kick, isn't he, Zach?
Well, for a person not brought up on the game, he does kick well.
Yeah.
But even Sheehan, just watching his kicking style, it's fairly natural because they kick the round ball in Gaelic football as we probably kick out.
Yeah, we've seen lots of Irishmen come and play the game. We've seen the incredible performance by Jim Steins, his amazing running ability, but I don't reckon anyone's kicked it as well as Zach Tui. Pierce Hanley can get hold of it.
Yeah.
Zach Tui hits it hard.
I think Pierce invents and kicks shorter, but Zach Tui can belt the ball.
Yeah.
They're getting a bit of the ball in midfield now with no pressure. The Blues may be dropping off later in this quarter.
Lynch is working very hard for the Suns. The kick over the back. Too easy for Murphy, though. And he scoots in and grabs it. And look at that for a pass beautifully to Rowe. He waits. It's a smart move by Rowe, waiting for runners to come back. tempo footy from Carlton. Haven't seen any tempo footy at all from the Suns. Thomas. Just quietly going about his business this afternoon. Already 15 disposals.
Yeah, playing like at the moment, nearly a loose man across halfback. He's
just sort of setting things up.
Yeah, he might be going to Matera. I've just picked it up now. He's gone to Matera, which would be dangerous at ground level, but he's accumulating the ball.
Simpson.
Strong hands, Casbolt.
Very strong hands. Doherty, Simpson had to kick it quickly, but Carazzo was playing in front, so he gets the benefit of that. Pushes it wide to Ellard. He in turn can go to Sheehan. One-on-ones. Waite's been the dangerous man, and he goes in that direction, but it falls short.
No,
or does it? Oh, fantastic stuff by Waite. He read it the best. This for goal number 4.
I've been talking about the matchup, but look, it's pretty hard when the ball's coming in with that lack of pressure, but he was going out to the pocket and the ball got cut back in. That means Stephen May had to block and push Jared Waite so he couldn't get to the fall of the ball there, even though it was a miss kick in a certain way. That's the issue he's got at the moment. He's just getting him and then he's losing touch.
4 against North Melbourne, 3 last week against Fremantle. It's not quite half-time here at Etihad Stadium, and that's 4 for Jared Waite.
Well, I keep saying it. Players come out of contract, Matty, and we know this bloke can play. The issue Carlton have got, and he might be playing himself. I don't think Carlton want to give him a 2-year contract, maybe only 1, but there'll be other sides out there who say Jared Waite for 2 years, even if he doesn't play every game, will give us something different. I could think North Melbourne, I think Pies. Now, you would be thinking with what's happened with Mitch Robertson and Jeff Garlett, one of those two might be the club, maybe the 2 of them. You'd keep Waite, you would think.
Well, this is a real purple patch for Jared Waite. This is 4 goals before half-time, and I touched on the fact that he's kicked 7 in the last 2 weeks. He could easily just kick 30 goals in the last 6 weeks of the season.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get a few dollar signs adding up then, going on to the contract, whoever's going to offer it to you. This is crunch time for Gold Coast. They've got to show some fight here. This has been very disappointing, akin to 2 weeks ago.
They win the clearance again, the Blues. Oh. Thompson got rid of Waite, but falls for him. To McLean. Handball, hoping that someone can run onto it. Belt, too strong, keeps his feet and kicks it on the left boot. That's sensational. Bounces through. Ding dong bell.
Wow, that is unbelievable. That just shows. Look, he's a strong man. I don't know why he hasn't played a lot more football. He just sometimes doesn't have enough impact. Just here, Brock McLean gets the ball out, and that was just a one-on-one body strength against Swallow, who's very good at the contest, and Ballon is not preferred. He wouldn't kick many of them in his career, but well done to Brock McLean to just keep that alive, and that's body strength. Have a look at it. He's a powerful man.
Sensational goal by Tom Bell. He's happy about it. He's got 2, and they don't come much better than that on the left boot. 2 minutes remaining before half-time, and Carlton have put the foot down. All of a sudden, Tony, 46 points.
Yeah, look, a lot of this has come to the great midfielder that Carlton are. They have just been given too much space. The tagging roles that Gold Coast have had haven't worked.
Swallow gets it forward, and they're too big and strong at the moment. That might be 50 metres.
He pulled that out of his hands then, Lynch, but frustrating. You can see the frustration. Yeah. At least I don't mind Tommy Lynch showing some frustration, a bit of emotion.
How is that not 50, though?
Yeah, look, I've got no idea.
Maybe it was a different angle or something. But
dangerous kick.
Yeah. Kolajasny on Curnow. And Curnow's kick only as far as Swallow. Just shorts it over to Lemons. Lemons goes direct towards O'Meara. He's tried hard, O'Meara.
Swing inboard, well done.
So, and he hits at the top. Stanley's got good position here.
Oh.
Well, normally you'd see him mark that, but doesn't matter. He recovered well to kick the goal. And that's a badly needed one for the Suns. You don't see Danny Stanley drop those. He's very good overhead. Yeah. So I reckon he realised straight away, hang on, I've made a real blue here. I've got to get up quick.
Yeah, he got his second chance when he should have swallowed it the first time. But that was just good play by O'Meara. Strong mark, swing in board, get you one-on-one. And I think Carlton are susceptible to that. Yeah, that's the one area I think if you get it in long enough and quick enough, they've got some players who don't read the play as well. That was Mark Murphy on that occasion. Didn't get back for the marking contest.
Margin back to 40 points with Stanley's first.
See, Stanley's been tagging nearly all games. He's had 5 possessions. He accumulates better than that, and it's not working. They've got to let it go after half-time. Either lose by a lot or get back into the game.
Judd wins another clearance, another centre one for Carlton. Here's Waite. He can do anything at the moment. Palms off, handballs it forward. Still going the Blues. Bell got one on the left a minute ago. Got one on the right this time. Tommy Bell, take a bow.
I liked your ding-dong better, mate. But anyway, that's all right. He's done it left, he's done it right. And Tommy Bell, he's just out. Well, Jarrod Waite, like I said, he could get a kick anywhere at the moment or get a touch. It's one of those days where the ball follows him even if he doesn't want it. But how many times Tommy Bell would kick like this? Sometimes he misses them from 15.
That's floating through.
That is a mongrel. That is a shocking. That's one of the old-time 60 to 70s mongrel punt, and it's worked for Tommy Bell. This game is really, we don't like to say done and dusted, but they've got to really find a way, get some hands on the ball, drop the tags after half-time. Gold Coast, and I reckon Bluey McKenna, he gave him a serve 2 weeks ago. Well, I'll cop another one at half-time, I would think.
Tom Bell with a floater on the left and a floater on the right. And here he is again. Just went back and took the mark. Sheehan has some run in Simpson. Casbolt, the move as we know has been made. May's now on him. Bennell runs it down the line, chips it up. It's a dangerous kick. And Sexton will take the mark.
Gee, look at
Not a lot of height there, is there?
Look at the numbers here.
Yeah, it was Matera and Martin. The two smallest players in the team were up there.
Well, Waite's gone back as a loose man in defence now. I don't know why you'd be doing that when you're 50 points up.
It doesn't really matter.
I'll tell you what, Mick's had his competitive best today. When you're 50 points up to throw the best forward in the game down in defence just to hold up the tide, or hold the tide back. Ruthless.
From the throw-in, Wood has been good at that situation. Swallow on the burst, but Carlton fans here in good numbers since the game's started. They've arrived and they're enjoying what they're seeing so far. 11 goals, 6 to the Blues. Carlton in front by 46 points over the Gold Coast Suns. The Suns are playing for a spot in the 8, but you wouldn't know it because the Blues have been brilliant.
Allow them to be competitive at finals time.
I think you're right, Jared. If it's a big half, another half like we've just seen, finals are off the table.
Yeah.
Second half to begin. It'll be Wood up against Gorringe. Ball to be at dispute straight away. And very quick whistle.
Well done. Thanks, boys. Don't block. 1 metre.
Rory Thompson, Shorey, you suggested you go on to Waite. And you've got your wish.
That was better by Swallow with the tackle, but there was the hesitation from Matera that has caused the turnover. And now Carlton go forward through Waite. Menzel ran himself under it. Now it's one-on-one battle with Broughton. Broughton did okay, got some help.
4.
O'Meara, Murphy. Carlton can reset through Gibbs, through Doherty in the middle. He can go further afield, wider over there to Curnow.
Right there, Harley, wait.
Curnow to a long lead. There's a stretch up there and still going from Casbolt. He kept it in. Still a chance, Wood.
Me. Yep.
It was an ugly kick forward, but almost a terrific mark there by White. Harbrow.
Gee, that was quick.
That was very quick.
Push out.
Oh, that's a mark.
That's a mark, actually.
Well, if you first get your hand or fist to try and knock it away and then grab it, I thought it had to be a mark to Thompson then.
Still going Carlton. Smother was required and they got it there, the Suns. Now they're out of jail. O'Meara and Martin combine.
He's trying to lift him, Yogi O'Meara. He's putting him
Spot on.
Martin kept going. And he read it well.
He's a very good mark.
It's the future of the Suns there. Abbott's still got a lot of footy left in him. So was Swallow, so was Prestia, but
I don't think anybody's worried about their future. I think we all know it's pretty bright.
Yeah.
But the present, it's like an eclipse.
Gibbs, with experience, just shoves Kolodjasny out of the way.
I mean, we're talking about a very experienced high draft pick versus a very inexperienced high draft pick there. And you can't substitute games into these bodies. They just have to go through the pain. But one of the issues is whether or not they've got the wherewithal to fight back from a dark situation. And that's what's on display at the moment.
That's good vision from Harbrow to spot up Matera in some space. That's just a terrible kick, though. What's Tom Lynch supposed to do when the kick misses you by 10 metres and it's at ground level? Under no pressure. Jamison to Thomas. Thomas trying to pick out Gibbs.
Oh, good tackle.
Lynch, good work. Bell, two magnificent goals.
That's
deliberate.
intentional.
No, it's not.
Oh, come on, umpire. You cannot allow that to get past when you've got an umpire.
You may as well walked over and given the ball to someone in the crowd.
Well, there's an umpire 10 metres inside the 50-metre arc. Now, is he trying to keep this in play? Oh, sorry.
no.
Nah, it was a boot.
Was it a boot?
Thought it was his hand.
Yeah, well, great decision by the umpire.
Yeah.
Will apologise.
I will.
Yep. Spinning off of Tui's head, spinning round was Lynch. And we'll have a rush behind.
Another half grab there from Sam Day. He's had one of those afternoons, Shuri, where he's had half a dozen opportunities that could have been turned into shots at goal, and nothing's eventuated to date.
Bell finds Nick Graham. And he slows it down and just waits for an option. Not much coming for him. Just kicks it down the line. Thompson and Waite. Thompson the spoil.
Good body strength there.
Goal separation.
No one really wanted it from either time except Judd. May using his strength. But again, we've seen that a lot from the Suns. Just not finding their way through the gap. But Judd can. And on the way back, it's Waite. And it's the same players having the same effect.
Well, they are getting the greatest lesson of stoppages at the present time. That I reckon that Bluey will put this in the bank and take it home, and at some stage bring it out and saying, OK, when you're up against the A-graders, it's a different ball game, and this is what you need to address. No Gary Ablett to help you out at the present time, because Jesse Lonergan was on Judd. Lonergan got blocked, and then the person that came to Judd really only half committed. And who was it that took it away? The great Chris Judd.
This for 5, his best for the season. Not to be just yet, but the way the game's going, it won't be long before he gets a handful.
Simon, blue dot, mate. Simon, blue dot. Play on. Still playing.
McKenzie, short to Martin. We saw Sam Day has come to the bench, getting some attention.
Gee, he did that well, Jack Martin. He had Simpson on him, and he led 3 times. He went up, back, up, back, up, back, and got it in the end because they had no one else behind him doing exactly the same thing.
Just having trouble getting it out here, though, the Suns,
That's
and that
amazing.
one goes out of bounds on the full into row B.
Just no acceleration off the mark then by May to get off his player.
Here, thank you.
Carazzo here for the Blues. Short into the pocket. Bell.
Yes, he's not having a great May day at the moment. Things just not working. He responded quite well in the second term, but not sure what was going through his mind there. Just to butcher it straight out of bounds on the full.
I reckon if Tommy Bell kicks his goal, Jared, I think every Carlton supporter in this stadium will just say this is his day.
Well, he's kicked 2 beauties in the second quarter, didn't he? They both floated through. Have a look at the angle for Tom Bell.
Oh, done.
Yes! 4 for Bell.
Never in doubt, sure. He caught it magnificently. It was from the angle. The tighter the angle, the better he plays today.
Well, he's just having one of those days, a bit like Jarrad Waite, where And you're probably Adam, Jared. You come to the footy, and in the end, the ball follows you even when you don't want the ball. For him to slot 2 great goals in the second quarter, he had split the middle with that. That didn't float.
Here's the stoppage I'm talking about. Judd gets blocked. Away he goes.
Well, Tom Bell had only kicked 13 goals in his career coming into this game. And he's got 4 this afternoon. And they don't come much better than that. Maybe he can finish with 5 or 6. It's a personal best already.
That's really good non-decision from the umpire, because it was a self-inflicted head-high contact. As long as they put that on the DVD and explain it to everybody, he's a man who can turn the fortunes of the club around.
Harley Bennell on the burst, on the left foot. And Martin's still in this. Simpson did well. Did extremely well, Kate Simpson. Wonderful defensive effort to clear the ball away from the danger zone. Thompson and Waite. Thompson more athletic there. And over the line it goes.
What about Kate Simpson, boys? That is a warrior. That's a player who we know hasn't got enormous speed. It doesn't kick the ball well all the time, but that is a want to say, I'm here to compete. That's the way I've competed my whole life, and that's why I've survived for so long.
You don't get all Australians for consistency over the years, sure, but geez, he's got to have been close many times.
No doubt.
He's the leading possession winner on the ground at the moment, Kate Simpson, with 21. Only Juddy approaching him with 20.
But he can play so many roles. Mick Moldhouse put him into the back half to, I don't know, I think he is a genuine midfielder. He just accumulates and can play a run with roll. But, yeah.
He likes his creativity off the back there. Sometimes that's the most difficult kick, getting it through the massive players.
Casbolt got boots of ball. McLean got hands quickly to Gibbs. Fires it out wide for Menzel, looking for a free kick. Bell went past it.
Nothing silly, guys.
Martin.
Nothing forward for them. That's why they are really hesitant to kick the ball.
They put May forward. Yeah, no, put May forward.
Don't mind that.
Well, why not? It's not working. Day. Turns around back on it. O'Meara kept going. He's wrapped up by Jamison and Sheehan.
Well, some of his teammates can have a look at Jago O'Meara because he's put his head over the ball. He's getting outnumbered around the contest, but at least he's trying to lift it. There's the 5 top disposal winners in the on the day, and they're all from the
all blue.
Of course. Yep.
O'Meara doing his best, as you said, to join that list, but at the moment it's all Carlton.
You've got Lynch.
One-on-one here. Kick from Curnow. Lynch has gone back, and he's on White at the moment. White holds his feet. They both go down in the end. Well done by Lynch to give it to Prestia. Good, sensible handball forward to Lemons, who kicks it out wide to Lonergan. Now, last time he made a meal of this situation. This time he gives it to Bennell. Bennell took a bit long that he should have. And away go Carlton on the rebound. Here's Sheehan again with the unusual bounce. White.
Unusual bounce was a darn good kick.
Yeah, he can kick all right. White swings around quickly, drills it low, but Broughton in the way. An anti-climax for the Carlton fans.
Good rebound footy, though, from the Blues. Just didn't quite finish it. And the Gold Coast starting to accumulate some possessions. This should end up as a shot at the goal.
O'Meara with 20 metres to himself.
So you put him in this one.
Yeah, he set it on his head, and Rowe puts it over the line.
Yeah, it wasn't his finest moment there, Jago O'Meara. More dangerous spots down the ground unless he's been instructed to keep it wide.
From the clearance, it's Curnow, gets up and under it.
Oh, look at that, please. I think we've got a couple wrong today, but I think that might have been a push out before the mark.
Just, I don't know, maybe we're in the wrong spot, but that looked as clear as day. This is Bell, who's having a day out today. 4 goals for Tom Bell. Some absolute beauties. Harbrow win that battle.
We don't want to see the replay. Matic has been wrong too many times today.
Good mark by Stanley. As Jared mentioned, they're getting plenty of the ball here, the Suns, but capitalising is a different thing.
They have, it's nearly the worst I've seen the Suns play forward to the centre.
Good switch here, though.
They have just not made anything of their genuine opportunities. Let's see if this can change with The left footer hitting up a target. Numbers again. Look at it. 1, 2, 3,
4 on 1.
4 on 1. That's good defensive work from the Blues.
Thomas touched on the way out, and it's a boundary throw-in. All right, Tony.
Oh, I don't want to see this. We might be wrong. Well, it's just a push out before the contest anyway. So
It's a free kick.
it had to be a free kick either way, whether it was in the back or just before the contest got there.
Big left hand on the number 8. Not 15.
Good.
Carazzo wins the free kick too high.
Easy, Greg.
And he takes it back to Tui, and they want to get a big switch, and they want to get it all the way to Simpson, but Tui will go first to Doherty. And Sexton will try and hold him up. He can't. Goes back the other way for Daisy Thomas. Now Curnow. And we're seeing a bit of this in this third quarter so far from both teams. They're sort of trading off errors at the minute. Carazzo, Curnow in the middle, Doherty. Waite's got 10 metres, but not there yet. Gibbs, wider, very wide indeed. In fact,
Too wide.
yeah,
A little bit of layer rising there, but you'd probably expect it when you've got a margin like this. I know Mick wouldn't be happy.
inside 50s, 38-28. It's a 10 differential there.
Front, guys.
What have you thought of Cameron Wood's introduction, Shuri?
Well, look, he's done a really good job since he's come back into the team. And I think Warnock is okay as a tap ruckman, but he cannot do it as a forward. So you've got to work out what you're doing well when you're going to drop either one of them. You get what I mean, Jared? So
It's a big challenge for Warnock, though, isn't it?
Oh,
The coach has
career
basically
challenge.
said your career's on the line here. You've probably got a pre-season to sort it out.
no doubt.
Big kick up by Sexton. Look at Martin.
He's a ripper overhead.
Isn't he what?
I mean, that was a hat kick forward, and he turned it into something.
And he doesn't lack courage either. You've got to be worried about what's coming behind you on that occasion, but
Yeah, there's no question that, you know, for his size, he doesn't worry about the inside, outside, up in the air, whatever.
15 seconds, Jack.
He's got what it takes. This for his second. Going to be the first Gold Coast Sun player to kick 2. Needs it to hold its line. It does, right on the post. Tui with that long bomb. White comes in and gets it.
Great mark.
Hard running from Simpson. That might be a push there against Casbolt. White was away, but
well, that is dangerous, isn't it, when you push a player into the contest? Nothing under, yeah, there's a free kick and he's been hurt. We've seen a bit of this year about pushing players into the contest.
Into the post.
Matter of fact, Diego Amir, I think, was not cited but seen twice to do it, and he's been kicked in the head there.
yeah, friendly fire there.
I don't think Casbolt knew the contest was as he was just trying to show his strength.
So McKenzie comes from the ground. They've already used their sub, so both teams with some concerns on the bench. We're back with the action though.
That was a good mark
Yep.
as well.
But Lonergan now in a spot of bother. Harbrow's on his left. Kicks it deep into the pocket. Bennell can't keep it in. There's McKenzie. He's going to just get some checked up the race. As we look down on the forward line here for the Suns. Plenty of players around the ball. Bennell found it hard to get away from Curnow. Well, zip-zap Harbrow can. And he keeps it low. And another boundary throw-in.
Just saw Daisy Thomas there. Jared 39, he's playing on Shaw, and there's the live ladder there. 3% down on today, the Gold Coast.
Yeah, their percentage is as good as a game, isn't it? Swallow coming through quickly, got the knock from Gorringe, and he gets a free kick. Carlton fans not happy. So David Swallows kicked 12-15 for the season. This should be pretty easy, and he makes it 12-16.
They've just fallen right away. Unless there's an extraordinary change of events, sure, it's going to mean 7 losses and 3 wins since round 10. That's not a side that is playing finals.
No, I agree with you totally. You can look for some excuses about players out. Zach Smith, Gary Ablett, of course. Charlie Dixon.
Yeah. I think Nichols as well.
Yes, good point.
Is a big omission. He's a gun. They've got great ruck stocks. I mean, as I said earlier, the future we know is seriously bright, but this has been a dramatic fall away and has exposed their underbelly.
Look at a kick here.
He bombs it, Dave, from 60 out, but another behind for the Suns, struggling to get their 5th goal on the board. In fact, it's been a quiet third quarter on the scoreboard.
That's not his finest kick either.
No.
This is where Bryce Gibbs needs to finish off his work. He's had a terrific year. It's been tough times for the club at various stages, but he's been one of their better players. But that's a sort of just a mental letdown that is infectious, unfortunately, in football, and you don't want to be the one who spreads the germs.
Just not sure what they're trying to do here, the Suns. I know what they're trying to do. They're just not quite getting it. So credit to Carlton. They haven't let the holes open up as yet. Hall off the outside of the boot a little. A big jump and a good mark there by Broughton. He gives it off to Stanley, who just stumbled at the wrong time holding the ball.
He was a bit stiff there, wasn't he? You can see what they were trying to do. They were trying to shift the defence by keep switching the ball in the midfield. He's been serviceable this year, Doherty.
Been a very good pickup. Really good pickup. His now future is with the Blues. And it's now up to him to make a career, but he's had a good start with the new club.
Dion Prestia, Carazzo's got the ball, but Dion Prestia's been his opponent. He's had 11 possessions at this stage. He's been a ball magnet all year, close to 30 on average.
Yeah, you got to give the credit to Carazzo, don't you?
Yep. He's a terrific player, Carlton. He's been a great servant for the Navy Blues over many years. Best and fairest winner. Arguably, he was going to be captain a couple of years ago. That honour wasn't bestowed upon him, but he has, after some serious injury concerns, he's got back to business.
Stanley looking for Day, and he's lucky to get that one. He just doesn't seem to be able to clunk him, Gerard.
Well, I'd like to see him take all of these, even though there's a smack to the mush. You still got to get those strong arms, Shuri. There's 3 or 4 that have been genuine chances, and another couple that, if he went harder, just that little bit of extra intensity, I think he could split the pack open and get a few other opportunities at goal.
Lynch with the 1-2, the big man. He's getting a bit confused here. He's not a midfielder. Over to Kolodjasny, wobbles it forward, beats everyone towards the pocket. Matera got the handball back. It was a good one in the end, and the next one now Swallow should kick it, and at last they get their 5th goal. It took a while.
Multiple entries there by the Gold Coast, and finally it found a way through the majors. Even though it took Tommy Lynch to try and emulate Gary Ablett as a midfielder. Tallest Gary Ablett midfielder there's been, Shuri, but the ball did get in there. He's a good player, this kid, Matera.
Yeah.
Been one of the reasons they've been down adding him as a class player to their injury list.
Swallow kicks the goal that he probably should have kicked off the set shot.
I don't mind Tommy Lynch, though. This is, again, the organisation of putting May forward, Lynch back. Lynch showed that he could run the lines and take the game on then, even though it looked a bit awkward.
Judd got the handball back to Gibbs, who sets it going forward. Beats everyone, beats Lynch as well. Graham.
Oh, there
smother from Lynch. Still might fall for Menzel. He's wrapped up. And eventually the umpire blows the whistle. But yeah, I think you're right, Tony. I mean, we've just seen a couple of great movements there from Lynch. Watch this.
How good's this? This is the big bloke who played forward, had a little bit of an impact early in the game, and
He's 2 metres, 199.
Oh, he's a competitor.
Yep. Stanley competing. There's Lynch again. We've just got the handball away. Kolodjasny wins the free.
Small decapitation, and he's picked up a free.
Hold that.
He's going to feature prominently, according to a number of experts around town, when the Rising Star votes are accumulated.
Just had too much on it, and it's read the best by Bryce Gibbs. One-on-one here. Lynch pushed it down in front. Broughton came in to help out. Lynch again. Kolodjasny will have to find a target, and he does. Harbrow, but they've gone backwards here, the Suns.
He might be a natural defender, Tommy Lynch. Hasn't been beaten in the one-on-one about 3 times, and then great defensive work.
Day got under it. Hall. Gibbs, beautiful handball. Sheehan drills it low. Good ball from Harbrow. Ellard still going, though. Still going. Ball spills out now for Stanley for the Suns. Sheehan pinches it off him, then gave it up. O'Meara, Lonergan. White will get there first, but it bounces a bit high for him. Recovers nicely. Left foot taught. Beautiful kick.
Good effort by White. He's an improving player, Shuri.
Murphy on the overlap. Thomas. Likewise, he looks for the lead, but misses the target of White. Now this will be just Thompson and White. One-on-one. Thompson is an athlete, but White didn't give up, and he forced it over the line.
He wanted to go backwards for some reason.
It's free kick.
I reckon that was knocked out in the tackle, but anyway, we'll see what happens. But just the initial body work was fantastic.
Wonder why he didn't keep going, Shuri. He wanted to go back and find a handball target, but he was robbed by the umpire as well for mine.
White comes off for a spell. Now, we've seen Tom Bell kick one from a tighter angle.
He'll want a handball it to Tom Bell.
And Juddy's already got 2. Bell 4, White 4. This for Judd's 3rd. It's a little bit shallow on the right-hand side.
Let him run, boys. Let him break.
Little quick kick into Thompson. Not to be there for Hall. Judd looks up, spots Ellard in a hole, and Ellard should kick the goal for the Blues.
Well, he's had a big role today. It looks like that he's playing on Harbrow as a defensive forward, so if he kicks a goal against Harbrow's had the 10 possessions of the game, and normally a very attacking player, so he's done a good job too. All the stop plays or all the tagging roles for Carlton have worked where the other Gold Coast just haven't been good enough.
So Ellard from just inside 50. Hooks it left. The funny thing is, well, not funny, but they've won the quarter, the Suns. You wouldn't think so, would you? No. They've won the quarter by a point.
And you see there, boys, he's just come up from the race, and I was imagining he was doing a concussion test. He went straight to the back of the bench, so I'm tipping he's done for the day.
I think you might be right, Barry. Good call. Just a look of resignation there from Mackenzie. So the Suns might be down to just the 2.
Thank you. Go out, boys. Move it on now. Play on.
Kolodjasny with no options. Forced to give off to Benil, and he hasn't got much option either. Now Kolodjasny's away. He's going to keep going.
We've always got the option to kick it to a long contest. If May puts his hand up and runs at the ball, or you got Sam Day.
Ball falls for Tui, though. Clever handball along the ground. Jamison releases Ellard, 60 metres out, wants to square it up, wants some tall timber in the goal square. Going back, Casbolt, Thomas over the top for the fly. He'd read the script, Daisy, but it wasn't to be.
Geez, there's a few blokes had their eye on the car.
Oh, that's a Daisy of yesteryear, wasn't it? The problem is he hasn't got that spring in his step that he used to have, I wouldn't think. He would have loved that setup normally.
Prestia cannot get past Carazzo.
Face the footies.
Yeah, there's Trent McKenzie with the jacket on. Next to Stephen Schwert.
Coming back, guys. Give me space. Don't block him, Ed. Don't block him. Go holding. Both holding. Play on.
Bell just put it out in front of the path of Murphy. He dribbles it forward and almost went through, and Menzel almost got a boot to it.
Troy, put it on, mate. Ed, put it on.
Margin is what it was at half-time. And that kick almost went out on the full. Broughton.
Oh,
that's a mongrel.
Shocking.
That's a terrible kick. And Lynch was actually away there with some height advantage on Ellard, and yet the kick falls straight to Ellard.
Yeah, there's no excuses from an experienced player. That's just a dreadful kick. The Blues runner is out and about, suggesting it's only 10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah, what?
Wrap it up, boys.
Wrap it up, that'll do. Wood, long ball down the line. A better performance by the Suns, certainly on the scoreboard, because the margin was 46 at half-time, and it's still 46 now. But Mick Malthouse has control of the game, and his team certainly has. The scoreboard tells the story there after a terrific first half. But it's three-quarter time here at Etihad Stadium on a Saturday afternoon. The roof open, and the scores are looking good for Carlton. 46 is the margin. We'll be back with the final quarter after this break.
There's a big weapon missing from their defensive unit.
There is Tom Lynch, still in the back half for the Suns.
Well, Levi Casbolt is one player for the Blues who really hasn't had an impact. He'll be looking to get hold of the leather in the last.
Just the 3 kicks as we're underway in the last. And the first clearance is for the Suns, and it's a high ball by Danny Stanley. And good work there by Doherty to get there first. Curnow caught. So too Graham. Doherty to help out, just gave it to May. May, the choice of 3.
Oh, it's been that sort of afternoon.
It has.
Martin and Ben will get in each other's way. There was no Carlton player around. Now Stanley again. O'Meara stopped, gave it back to Prestia off the outside of the boot from him. Martin up, down it comes. Lemon's going through. Rowe stood tall.
Did well, Rowe.
Hall, quick give from Shaw, was a release that probably wasn't required. And now the Blues on the way out. Graham. Judd.
And Wood working hard.
I was found it hard at school, Jared. Here he is. He got the next one in line. Lynch and Casbolt. Well, it looked to be a little bit of left arm to the face there.
That's great defence, though.
Oh,
yeah.
Lynch, he just muscled him and kept his eye on the ball.
He might be a natural, Jared. He looks like he just copes with it so easily.
When he finally wins All-Australian centre-half back, he was like, thank Tony Shaw for getting him there.
Might be a few years down the track, but we'll work on it.
Here he is.
But I think you can see some players who do those roles, because the game's over and the coach says, go up there and see if you can, and they don't cope with it, Matty. He looks like he can handle it. Casbolt's a strong player one-on-one, and he just held his own that time.
Well, right now, the Gold Coast are dominating this game for possession. So Bluey's getting a response from the group.
Matera.
And Mickaby just starting to wind up.
I would love to know how many kicks have been smothered from Carlton. Whether it's now, look at the one-on-one. Oh, yeah, he did give Casbolt 1-2. Might have been the one that you know where the head is, Jared, but you go ahead with it anyway.
Seen a couple of those recently.
Yeah.
Thomas with that smother, but yeah, you're right, Tony. There's so many times they just haven't seen or got past the man directly in front of them. Quick kick from Prestia. Shaw over the top with a spoil.
Well, I always thought if you get spoiled by the player coming forward of you, you're not thinking very well. You should be able to avoid that happening, even if it's grubbing along the ground. But it's happened 5 or 6 times, so they have not been. Their thought process from the outset's been very ordinary.
Curnow wanted it. O'Meara wanted him.
Straight back. Straight back. Carrot. Hold.
Well, after all that didn't seem to work. But anyway. 1-2 from Bennell to Swallow. Kicks up high. Shaw at the back again. Tap down by Rowe over to Simpson. Just pulls the kick a bit so that maybe Doherty can run onto it. First to it, though, was Harbrow, but now it's still a chance for Ellard. Doherty kept going.
And Wade again just going to run back into space.
And well, they almost got it. He's still on it, though. Wait. Looks up, has to wait for the cavalry to arrive. A chance for Murphy, still waiting for someone to kick it to. Gibbs, it might bounce for him. He's got to get past Three Sons. Well, no one went to Shepherd there, but they might just win out through sheer numbers there, Gold Coast.
Work rate's dropped off for the Blues, Shuri.
Yeah.
May.
They're half the side they were in the first quarter.
Lemons, well, he ran into one, ran into another, but he managed to get it wider to Harbrow. In turn, goes wider to Lonigan, short to Martin. This happened again, Tony.
Oh, it drives me batty. It just drives me crazy. It means, well, you're not a smart thinker. If you can't work your way through to either grab the ball and know where the player's hand's coming onto the smother, and especially when they're forwarded, blokes can dive across you, come out of your vision, but that just inexcusable, I think.
O'Meara. And he did get boot to ball in the end, but he did do the 360, although that seems to have gone out of vogue.
Oh, that was brilliant from Simpson.
Yep. Back for Wood.
It's been really good. It was a bold move by Mick to recruit him in the first place, stun the footy world. It's made him pay his dues, and he hasn't let him down from a work rate perspective when he's come into the side, and that's an horrendous kick as well from Thomas.
Tell you what, Woods hurt his elbow behind play too, Jared, just as you were talking about, went to Shepherd.
The turnover here, though, chance for the Blues. Multiple turnovers. Bennell, Matera, again they make it hard for Gorringe. They hit it to his handball to his feet.
Oh.
Matera just gave it straight up to Tui. Don't adjust your set. This is right. This is football. Doherty. Turnover again.
Well, he's got to get smarter there, Doherty. They split on him and he fell for the trap. If you can't kick at 70, you're probably better off not trying.
Matera's kick is wider to Bennell. As Jared mentioned, they're dominating possession here, the Suns, but having no effect inside forward 50.
Must be an award for the most turnovers in the Suns crew today, Jury.
More turnovers in the Beechworth Bakery at the moment.
Oh, boom, boom.
Rowe. This is Graham. But there's nothing happening on the scoreboard.
Well, I don't know what's worse here. It's just the inept sort of performance from Gold Coast, or will Mick Moldhouse give Carlton a serve? If they keep this up, Jared, with this lack of intensity at the contact, we know they've got it sewn up.
7 goals up, Shuri, but it's turned into a game of keepings off.
Well, keepings off, you want to hold the ball and score. Oh. And that, look at that. Yeah, oh, he'll be ropeable, Mick. Don't worry about that.
Prestia's kick looking for Stanley.
That's in the back, but he'll get away with it.
You're right, Jared.
That's gone out the window, that rule. Yeah. I'm not saying they've got too many wrong today. I just want to
definitely had hands at the back, I would have thought.
So after all the back and forth from Turnover City, Stanley a chance for a goal for his second. .35 metres out to a kick from. There you can see virtually directly in front. And the poor kicking for the Suns continues.
I thought the Blues might have really just put in the hard yards in this last quarter and just steamrolled over the top. And at the moment, their work rate is well and truly under what I thought was going to be on show. I thought there would have been this enormous thirst to have a 10, 12 goal win. They're not working like they may want it, but they're not working like they want it.
Graham back in the middle to Carazzo.
I mean, maybe this is the plan to conserve some energy. I'm not sure, They've got running yourself into the ground.
They're not going to play finals, Jared, so they've got plenty of time to conserve it over summer.
White on the stretch. Murphy running hard for him. Kick just didn't quite make the distance to Gibbs. Sexton got back. Now he's in trouble.
Good tackle. Thanks, Bryce. Thanks, boys.
He wouldn't be happy.
No, I think he's seeing what we're seeing. Not happy at all.
I mean, they set the win up with 11 goals in the first half, and they were crisp, they were polished, they were good.
His hands in the back again. You're right, that has gone out the window.
And it's going to come back out again, and Thompson just gets it out of here. Let's go as far as he can towards the wing. Ball bounces finally back for Jamison. Cade Simpson has it now, caught on his wrong side. Spoil, down for Murphy. Next in line, Ellard. Here's White. Can he do something? Can he get past Thompson? Not yet. Still Judd might. Around one, around the second. Handball into the pocket he goes. Taken by McLean. Yeah, that'll keep Mick happy.
Well, there's a bullet handball from Judd that set up Brock McLean. Good finish from McLean as well. Jared White thought he was going on to add to his bag, but Rory's got that nice long reach and good speed. But look at this for a handball. Even Diesel would have been happy with that one, sure. Just a nice long one to the right side, and then Brock McLean drilled out the boomerang. So does it open the floodgates, and we get a flurry of goals for the Blues.
Been a long time coming in this final quarter, and finally the Blues get one. After over 9 minutes. Judd involved again. Simpson with 27, Judd with 25. The main disposal winners, but there's plenty just behind them for Carlton as well now. Through the legs of Casbolt, Day, Swallow. Just can't get past Judd there.
Let him run, guys.
Disappointing day at the office for Bluey McKenna. I think he would well know that his time as a finals coach is probably going to be the future, not so much this year. At least that's how it's looking at the moment.
Well, they got to a situation when they gave themselves a chance to play finals, and then they had a horror 6 weeks in a row where they had really tough opposition. I think they won the 2 of the 6, which wasn't bad in some ways, but
The Collingwood win sort of was the one that they showed when Adler went down. They played terrific footy. Everyone said, no, maybe they can do it without him.
in the back,
In the
free
back,
kick.
push to Bennell. It'll be come back.
And he could nearly kick this distance now if he took his time with it. Yeah, that you're right, Matty.
Yeah.
They let himself down a fortnight ago, and they've let himself down today. And the worst thing is a lack of effort. No doubt about the free kick from Curnow.
Well, it's good to see a pass at the target.
I know there's still 3 games to go, so regardless, but with that percentage, it's going to be very hard to make the finals. Everything would have to go completely right. I know every cloud has a silver lining. It actually won't hurt them to just miss.
No, I'm with you. I don't think they're ready for it as
Exactly.
well. I think they're miles off it.
Yep. Here's Harbrow. He's already kicked 1 today. That's a nice hit from Jared Harbrow. That's 2 for him. I just think they might keep them hungry over summer. They work harder. They realise that they're still a little bit off the pace, and then make a charge for it next year.
Port Adelaide, Essendon and the West Coast Eagles to come. They've got the talent base. They've just got to get more experience and a bit of know-how, and it's been exposed with 2 or 3 injuries. But as Hawthorn have shown, the Sydney Swans have shown to a lesser extent this year, Fremantle, you've got to be able to deal with your injuries, even to your better players.
2 goals for Jared Harbrow, 14 disposals. As Tony mentioned, and well picked up too, that Ellard's had a role keeping very close to him and trying to drag him away from being that attacking defender. Judd not going far here.
Well, you look at it, they've got probably their 2 best ruckmen out. You've got Zach Smith and Tom Nichols, who I agree with you, Chair, is a real talent. Then they've got Charlie Dixon, who's another tall marking player. And we see we've got some flexibility in their tools now that they go forward or back. And the other one's G. Ablett. So it makes a difference when you were trying to get into the final.
No doubt about that. And when they have got the wherewithal, it's just about getting the timing right and the experience right. They'll add some players, both senior and some junior ones. They may choose this year to add experienced players to the group.
See Ben will run onto that. He's had 25 disposals now, Ben. He hasn't given up on the contest.
Interesting kick.
Yes, interesting kick from Wood.
Had one last week that might have been a bit toey on it.
Sexton spotted Lynch. That's a nice kick, and Lynch, as we've discussed at length, had to go back for a while. Was brilliant early.
Well, I think they'll make some room in there. You know, when you talk about Warnock, Tape, I don't know whether Michael Riscatelli's going to go on or not, but we'll just have to wait. It's Tommy Murphy. They're going to have some Bock, of course. There's going to have some room in their list, of course, to add to it.
So here's Lynch for 2 in a row for the Gold Coast. He's their leading goal scorer for the season. He's kicked 37. He's popped that one through.
Well, he's been one of their very best players today. I know that Matty Primer said he was beaten in the second and third quarters, but his work rate didn't change much. I think if you were giving votes out for the Gold Coast tonight, you'd have to be considering him. He's done well along with O'Meara. There's that average kick from Wood.
I don't know whether he's learned from last week, Jared. Like, they could have gone straight to someone at the top of the square before they set it up with this mark anyway. You might forget what end he's kicking to sometimes, Cam Wood.
He's going to have to look for the handball, I think, under pressure.
All right, 39 points is the margin. Gold Coast getting some respectability with the last couple. Judd looking for Gibbs. Swallow going into his back. There'll be a Gibbs ball.
Gee, the Blues supporters think they've been harshly done by in the free kicks.
Not sure about that, but
What a spare here.
Etihad, Graham off the outside of the boot. Wanted him to come back, but he had a goalkeeper to beat. He wants to move it quickly. Big Rory.
It's a fundamentally flawed kick, that's
Oh, look at this, look at this. He's taken him on. He knew it was Brock McLean on the mark and had the leg speed to get away from him.
It was a good move, wasn't it, by Lemons? He backed himself. Shaw's kick is a terrible one for Day. Hasn't been Matt Shaw's best afternoon.
No. Hasn't been Day's best afternoon too, so they've had a lot of passengers today. Sam Day, 6 possessions, boys.
Just want to go back to that dribble kick of Graham, though. You've got a bloke in the goal square or 5 metres out and you're trying to dribble it past him.
Here is Lemons. He got it from Martin, but couldn't get enough on it. It's marked on the line by Simpson once again.
Well, he beat on the vote. He did have to be in the votes, Cade Simpson. He's had a rip of this.
He's had a big day. Just one of the many bearded brigade at the moment down back there for Carlton. White got it from Simpson. Won't get it back to here. No, there's a smother.
Haven't had an intercept for a while.
No.
There's another smother.
Now May wants to get off.
Well, he mightn't be able to because they haven't got many on the bench.
And they're down to 2 on the bench as it is.
So it's a pretty good effort by the Suns to cope with the fact that they've got one down on the bench. They've come in really flat. They haven't been blown apart, which looked like it could have been 3 digits at halfway through the second quarter. Sure, such was the lack of resistance.
Collar Jasny was the designated hitter from 50. Just enough pressure from White.
The Blues have just run the clock down for a quarter and a half.
Have they what?
Quickly on the way out. Bell. Stretching White, had to stretch too far. Thompson's enjoyed the second half against White.
He's done a good job.
It was a good move in the end.
Yep.
Because White slaughtered May.
Thought it was a fraction slow though. Just a fraction. About 3 goals too slow.
Here's Zach Tui with a long ball, but there's no one home for the Blues. And a little bit of, I guess, consternation from the Blues fans here at Etihad. They started to
Well, no one's working, sure.
get a bit vocal.
They've stopped. Looked at the scoreboard and they've got scoreboard paralysis.
Lemons has got to do better than that, but it falls for Lynch.
Well, I think this probably, the mentality of what happened here, and I know they can't play finals, but this probably says how the whole year's gone, Carlton. You know, where they are as a group at the moment. The senior players have to drive this and drive it to make sure that you don't go to this level of not being, how can I say it, not putting a side away. And I reckon Mick Molas would be filthy about how they've gone the last quarter and a half.
Lynch for his second of the final quarter. And their set shots have been rather poor.
Yeah, it hasn't just dropped, it's dropped off a cliff. And Mick will be a bit bewildered. He knows that the game's won. The 4 points are in the back. They'll sing the song, but and it does open up a wider question, sure, as to who's prepared to work the longest.
Kick on the way out. Thomas is trying to work Martin out of it. Well done by Graham. Bad bounce for Ella. Day kept it in. And they managed to find Hall, who gives it over top to Bennell. You wouldn't put it past him here. He centres it, though.
Great.
Look at that for a kick.
That was brilliant and really smart from O'Meara as well. There was just a half chance it was going to be smothered.
So O'Meara will kick the goal. And the Suns get it back to 32.
I think he's really tried hard today, Jager O'Meara. He's been outnumbered, but when he's been at the contest another time, he's been tackled trying to release the ball, but only because he's really tried to lift the team. So, well done, Day. Then over the top to Hall and Medal. Normally, I reckon he'd nearly kick it himself from there, but that's a magnificent
As good as you can hit.
That
Gold-plated.
How would you like that coming off half-back? Maybe hit it as a lead up forward.
O'Meara with 23 disposals and a goal, but Bennell now 25, and that's a service as good as you could get.
Yeah, they needed all their guns firing, and Prestia just wasn't able to cope with the tight tag of Andrew Carazzo. He's got a lot of good players over the years, Carazzo, and he's got another good young player.
Here's Murphy. Lynch paddles it down to Prestia. Smart play. Prestia went one way, then the other. Now Lemons. Lonergan. Harbrow.
We've only got one player on the bench too now. Gold Coast. I know it's only the last 6 minutes, doesn't worry that much, but I'll have to see it out.
O'Meara, good running. Swallow. Kept it low. Poor kick.
It's the one area of his game that lets him down.
They had everything going their way there. They had complete control of the footy all the way from the back corner. Just a poor kick from Swallow. Now Wood's the target here, but he's got to beat two. Well done, Bell.
That was Couturest
himself.
It was Couturest.
With two hands.
Yeah.
Now, Matty, that shows how that goal in the second quarter might have been a fraction of a fluke, really, but...
No. That was a defensive kick to the boundary line, Tony. Get with the program.
Okay. All right.
Brilliant. There it is.
Watch the ball drop here, boys. As you find that a little bit awkward. Come on.
Just changed in the last drive. My man, Tom.
Is that a ripper?
It's kick 4. The great appeal there by Murphy. He looked at the umpire and said, "How's that?"
Yeah, I think he had one knee there.
That's out.
He got a result.
Have a look. Watch Murphy here. It's fair enough. The free's there, and he's on one knee pleading.
Go forward. Have a crack at a goal.
Out of bounds.
I can see why Levi Casbolt would be frustrated. I mean, he's the big contested marker in the goal square, and he's being avoided at all costs, it would appear today.
Murphy, he's wrapped up. Ellard just wanted it. Threw it on the boot. And again, the Suns will just spoil it. 28,840 here this afternoon. Can't spot him, Tony?
A little bit surprised.
Judd lurking, he was on the move. Prestia, that's a dangerous kick off the ground. Tui past it. Matera off the ground now. Thomas v Sexton. Thomas wins.
A bit of pace there, Daisy Thomas.
And
that's one of the great signs for the Blues for next season.
And he kicks it up high looking for Menzel. Lemons with the spoil.
Yeah, you didn't see that when he first entered the arena earlier this year, Shuri. Daisy Thomas running at that speed. That ankle is clearly coming good, slowly.
I like the way that they've released him off half-back line too, because you get a lot of help there, Jared. They've had players back nearly all day, so it's supporting him. That's gone 7 metres.
I know, not so much how far it went though, but Connor Jasny was running in that direction. And he had no real pressure, but he just completely turned around straight away. His first thought was turn around, go to the boundary. Whereas he could have been away and cleared the danger area. But it's a chance now for McLean, who's kicked Carlton's goal in this final quarter. So this for his second. McLean for his second.
Well done.
Holds its line for a while.
Post. Got a big reception off the boot from the faithful behind the goals wearing the navy blue.
They thought it was home. It just drifted on him at the end.
What do you think of Brock McLean, the future?
Just thinking that every goal, every shot at goal, every kick is important for him.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Judd sweating on Prest here.
Jeez,
He's holding his arm.
I've always liked Brock's output though, sure.
Yes.
Got the best out of himself. He had to deal with some serious injuries at one stage. Took a while to come back from those, but he's been a good servant for the Blues.
Gee, that's a beautiful kick.
It's good vision, isn't it?
Oh,
It's spot third in line.
You cannot tell how good that was, Matty, because the players were running to the wing. He had two other options, and he just saw that player in space in Colin Jasny.
And there's the opposite of a good kick. He just put it in no man's land that just favoured Carlton players. Wood with the barrel. Colin Jasny the spoil. Lonergan, quick give. Has to be another one from Stanley. Harbrow. Off the right boot. Shaw's got to wait. Here comes Wood.
Oh, all the best.
Yep. Murphy. Just a little bit of indecision there for Bell. Quick give O'Meara. Got it back brilliantly from Bennell. And O'Meara. Oh, there was almost a goal out of nothing there from some of the talented Suns midfielders who are up forward at the moment. Bennell and O'Meara. 3 minutes remaining. Just the 2 goals in the second half for Carlton. Who have Carlton got, Jared?
Carlton have got Geelong, Port Adelaide and Essendon to finish the season. I was just looking at their win-losses and the margin in their losses. They've had 5 games that they've lost surely this season by 2 goals or less. So it could well have been a very different result had things gone a bit different on the scoreboard in those close ones. They did win a couple of close ones. Got Adelaide by 5 points, and I think the West Coast.
West Coast was another one, yeah.
3 points.
Here you go, the Blues on the way back, Jared. Out in front of Menzel. Will he try? No, he can't quite get there. I guess it's 32 points. It's 2.5 minutes remaining. It's not as if the Blues fans are going to run out of Etihad Stadium singing the song, given they've only kicked 2 goals in the second half.
Yeah, that's what the disappointment is, because the electricity that they brought to the game in the first 30 minutes just has slowly dissipated to the point now, I think, where Mick might get the cattle prod out late, Shorey, and just give everyone a bit of a jolt.
Well, I think what the Blues fans will be looking forward to is the next 3 weeks. You've named who they are, and they are all hard opponents. How competitive they are against that. Because I think the Blues have done all right against inferior opposition, but have struggled. They have lost a couple, as you said, in tight ones. But it just, for next year, those Blues supporters, they were to win 2 of those 3 games. They'd be pretty happy with that going into pre-season.
Well, Port Adelaide are on their knees at the present time, so they're gettable.
The Cats.
They may turn it around tomorrow against the Swans, as we know. That'll be a great win, as Jared Waite is getting an opportunity to add to his bag.
Well, this might give them something to cheer about in the last quarter. Waite lining up for number 5.
Do they relent and go 2 years for Jared Waite, Shorey? Or 1 year with an option if you play 16 games, etc., like a Paul Chapman?
I would think, if you've known the history, he will break down again. So I'm thinking not. I'm thinking, what can you get? Because he'll be a free agent anyway, so he can just go for nothing, really, Jared. But
he'll be 32 by the time the season starts.
Yeah, it's a real hard one. I'd still be offering him the one with a little bit more on the end of it, Jared, to see what happens. And
he's 32 with lots of pace.
He's got something to offer, but for how long? If other sides offer him 2, it might be just they let it go.
This for number 5, his best return of the season, and he drills it home.
It's one of those list management things that you really got to weigh up.
Yeah.
And as I said, I think Garlett, Mitch Robinson, I think Garlett and other sides will be into him, so you probably can get the same for Garlett of what you can for Jared Waite, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
So then Mitch Robinson, are you going to keep him involved in the culture of the club? If you lose 2, I don't think they can afford to lose the 3 of them, especially this man who's got more to offer than the other 2. Oh, we didn't answer your question, though.
His best return since around 11 last season against the Bombers. He kicked 7. And 1 late for the Blues, who have been dominated in possession in this last quarter by the Suns, but They've still got the game in their keeping. 30 disposals for Simpson, 28 Murphy, 27 Judd, Thomas, Gibbs.
Yeah.
Bennett and O'Meara on the other side.
If you come to the ground and you say that their 4 class midfielders are going to be in the top 5 possession on the ground, you're thinking Carlton are going to win this game.
Yeah. Hard one here for Thomas. Difficult roll. He kept it, held on to it. Now Bennett over the top. Carlton fans want a free kick for high. Ball up inside the Suns forward 50 with a minute to go.
Straight back. Let him run, guys. Nothing silly. Arms down, boys. Hold that.
Graham.
He's been all right since he
Yeah.
came onto the ground. He's shown a bit the last few weeks.
Bennell's kick up towards Day. Down. Well, it's a good take there by Simpson. He was under extreme pressure. And he wanted it more than anyone else.
And what about the debut of Kieran Sheehan? Sure, how'd you go? How'd you rate that?
Shown enough. He looks natural coming off half back. He's
Kicks well.
work on his bouncing, but that's going to come.
13 touches, a pretty good effort. Hasn't been exposed defensively.
No, he kicks it well.
Lemons with the two-fisted spoil.
Oh, Aaron Hall, I think he sort of started on Aaron Hall, and he hasn't had an impact on the game at all. 10 possessions, hit the scoreboard once.
Let him run, guys. Don't block him. Amina.
Nobody gets near that, except it falls for Bell. There's Graham again. Casbolt went in, got it, tumbled it forward. Menzel. Maybe there's time for one more for Brock McLean. No one ahead of him.
Keep running.
Runs inside 50, keeps it low and hooks it.
The other mystery with the Carlton's football club is Matty Cruiser.
Yeah.
How can you depend on Matty? But it's not his fault. But if he was to come up, then you've got the Warnock issue too, with Wood in the side or on the list also. So you're going with all those talls. And you've got to remember Cam Wood, although he's done pretty well when he's been picked here, as this game's coming to an end. And the Blues have a win here, Matty. Sorry for taking over.
That's fine, mate. You can do that, sure. You played 313 games and you're a Norm Smith medalist. But Carlton have won this game by 39 points, set up by a blistering first half where they kicked 11 goals and they led by 46 at half-time. Jared Waite with 5. The Navy Blues have been too good for the Suns this afternoon.
They were really exciting the first half. We had Chris Judd putting on a clinic, Kate Simpson dominating across half-back. The skipper Mark Murphy was getting the ball ad nauseum. They were really solid, and at the top end of the ground, Jared Waite was delivering a number of goals. Tom Bell played one of his great games for the club. They debuted an Irishman, so they had it all at half-time, the Blues, including, we think, the signature of Chris Judd, Story. But they were up against a group that really look as if they've just, the season's gone and 1 month too long for them. They've dropped some serious players through injury. The Gold Coast, they didn't come to play. Their resistance was non-existent. They turned the ball over. And after half-time, it looked as if the Blues may have gone on and won by 10 or 12 goals, but at least the Gold Coast found something and found some resistance.